Alright, I'm going to show you how to make your mathematical model, your example for the example. And so here I have the data that we're going to use. The data comes from a University of Miami study, which they looked at high school grade point average and your earnings of when you became an adult on average for your annual salary. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this data and I'm going to copy it, and I will paste it into my spreadsheet. So I can double click on those lines so I can see everything a little bit better. I'm going to highlight my data and I'm just going to format it a little bit. So I'm changing it to Arial 8 point. So it's a little bit smaller, easier for me to read. All right, and so we have our data now. It's basically telling us that we did a study. We found out that on average, if you had a 1.0 GPA in high school, your average annual salary in adulthood would be $19,500, and so on for 2.0 GPA all the way to the 4.0 GPA. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all that data, and I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to insert a chart. And for our information that we're going to use for our trend lines, we're going to use a scatter chart for our mathematical model. So I'm going to click on chart type. I'm going to come down here until I find scatter, and I'm going to click on scatter. All right. So what that does is it gives us a scatter plot. The next thing that we're going to want to do is click on Customize. Under Chart Title and Axis, I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I'm going to change it because it gets a little much here, a little wordy, so I'm going to say average annual salary. So I'm going to delete the other part, versus high school GPA. All right. Oh, I closed out of it, so I'll just double click on my chart again. It'll open it up for me. I'll click Customize. I can click now Series. We're going to want to show our trend line, so I'll go ahead and click to show that, and it'll put a line in for us. Under Type, I'm going to change it and make sure it says linear. Under Label, I'm going to highlight that, and we're going to show our equation for our line. There it is. It pops up for us. We're also going to want to show our R squared value, so I'm going to click to show that. Remember, the R value gives us the correlation of the data. Okay, and so once you have that taken care of, you can see you have all the information that you need on your graph, and you have your mathematical model, in this case in the form of the equation of that line. All right, and so that's how you create your scatter plot. You can go ahead and move it so it's kind of underneath your data. You can resize it a little bit if you need to, and then you're going to print a copy of that out, and we're going to use it for the next part of the example when we actually do look at the data and analyze it.